Hello and welcome back to another edition of Raw Out of 10 right here on The Wrestle Debate and to another big episode of Raw. The Raw after Extreme Rules, and it seems like Raw are really packing out shows at the moment. We've got Big E versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship kicking off the show after the challenge made at Extreme Rules last night, so let's get straight into it. Big E went for a slap and the match kicked off, and it enraged Lashley, making him unload on the champ. He was being manhandled and took a huge forearm to the face before his mouth was busted open. Big E was tossed out of the ring before he managed to do the same to Lashley for a moment of respite. Lashley continued his onslaught and knocked Big E around some more before hitting a spear in the corner. Lashley tried for a suplex before Big E blocked it, and they both took each other out with a double clothesline. Back in the ring, he nearly hit the big ending, but Lashley blocked it. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin then came out of nowhere to assist Lashley, and the New Day attacked them as well. The match integrity was called into question as chaos ensued at ringside. Adam Pearce walked out and said he wouldn't have any of this, and later on it would be a steel cage match. I mean, obviously the non-finish was a bit disappointing, but we're getting a steel cage match later. But the Hurt Business is just suddenly reunited, and I'm all freaking for that. It's just a shame it's so out of the blue, so we'll give it a 6 out of 10. But yeah, the Hurt Business is back. Get the hell in. Up on Raw, coming back down to earth was Angel Garza versus Eric. Garza started off strong, but Eric managed to come back and hit a suplex. Garza then hit a knee strike and took Eric down before he locked in a submission. However, Eric hit a judo throw before Humberto's running interference on the apron allowed Garza to hit a super kick and a wing clipper, picking up the win on Raw. 6 out of 10, kind of this was just there. Wasn't much point in it, kind of just a full time basically. Before we got Reggie versus Ricochet fighting for the 24/7 title. The 24/7 title challengers were watching in the crowd. Reginald managed to avoid most of Ricochet's early offense before the match spilled outside when Drew Gulak attacked Reggie, and that was the end of the segment. Hashtag Ricochet deserves better. But you know, Reggie keeps the title. Reggie, I'm kind of enjoying the stuff he's doing with the 24/7 title. But yeah, I have to say it was depressing to see Ricochet back in this division, to be honest. Before we got Akira Tozawa versus Keith Bearcat Lee, his new gimmick. Tozawa said he was tired of being overlooked and called out an open challenge. Lee unloaded on Tozawa during the match and tossed him around. Tozawa was sent into the corner and collided with a Stinger Splash before Lee hit Big Bang Catastrophe to get the win. Now, I'm not too sure where this is going with Lee, but you know, I'll give it a chance. It's good to see him back on Raw. And yeah, let's just see what he can do. It might be good. Next up was Damian Priest versus Sheamus in a no-holds-barred US title match. Priest had the upper hand early on before Sheamus got a headlock in. Priest then hit a broken arrow for a near fall before being dropped on the apron by the Celtic Warrior. The champ hit an overhead belly-to-belly to get in control and hit a Superman punch off the steel steps, but Sheamus got a trio of chops in. Sheamus was then hit a white noise after he attacked the champ with a kendo stick. Before bringing in the table into the ring. Sheamus got a chair, but Priest recovered and avoided the attack. The Irish Star set up the chair in the corner and tossed Priest into it, hitting an Alabama slam for a near fall. Priest then hit a choke slam and went for the reckoning, but Priest failed it and blocked a brogue kick. Priest then put Sheamus through the table that we mentioned earlier and hit the reckoning to retain his title. Yeah, this was a fun little match. The trouble is it's kind of just got a bit repetitive, really. Same two people over and over again, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Backstage on Raw, Ali and Mansoor were trying to prove themselves by teaming up with Jeff Hardy. Ali wasn't happy with their new team member, but when Hardy showed up, he had no choice but to go along with it. Shanky and Ali started off the match, and Veer and Mansoor were tagged in early on. Mansoor was caught in a submission move before Shanky came in. Hardy got the tag, and so did Mahal, and Jeff turned things round for his team. Hardy was concerned by Shanky outside the ring, but Mansoor wiped him out and made the save. In the ring, Veer hit a massive lariat to pick up the win. Yeah, probably the right result giving them the win. Surprised Jinder didn't get the fall, but you know, it was kind of like much of this stuff on Raw, just kind of pretty mid-card, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. That was Karrion Kross versus Jackson Ryker. Ryker took Kross on early on, taunting Karrion and making him angry as the match went on. Kross, however, hit the Doomsday Saito suplex before locking in the cross jacket submission for the very easy win. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Yeah, kind of like the pre-Sheamus stuff. We've seen this loads of times now. Kind of time to elevate Kross. The Priest Kross title match would be bad. But yeah, I think Priest would have to lose that. But yeah, kind of just a feud for a cross, like a proper one would be good now, to be honest. Before Doudrop was backstage on Raw, and Sonya Deville granted her request to open the Open Challenge, and yeah, that's fine by me. Before we got Riddle versus Styles, Riddle got the face takedown on Raw, before AJ went after the original Rose leg. AJ took a knee to the face before he dropped Riddle outside and hit a knee strike. Back on Raw, Styles got a near fall off the GTS, but Riddle came back with a snap German suplex. AJ then hit a massive Pele kick before Riddle blocked the phenomenal forearm. Riddle was caught in the calf crusher but managed to break it, and Riddle then set up for the RK, but AJ managed to block it and hit the Styles Clash to pick up the win. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It was a really fun match, but yeah, we've just seen it so many times now. Before we got Charlotte Flair versus Doudrop for the title, Doudrop managed to take the champ down with a tackle, showing Flair that she wasn't messing around. Charlotte came back and did it again. Flair then took a massive senton and was looking good for Doudrop before Eva Marie came down to the ramp, distracting her. Charlotte hit natural to selection, and Charlotte hit Eva with a clothesline after the match had finished. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Yeah, to be honest, we've seen it all before. Don't really want this feud again, to be honest. I thought we'd move past it. Before Goldberg was back on Raw via Zoom call, he called Lashley a liar and said he will hurt the former WWE champ badly. I mean, at least it's happening at the Saudi show, not the end of the world. Before we got Eva Marie, who was still in the ring, Shayna Baszler then returned and knocked her out, and that was the end of the segment. So, yeah, not a good night for Eva Marie, to be honest. Ripley and Nikki ASH cut some really bad backstage promo before we got Big E versus Bobby Lashley. Lashley attacked E as he was walking into the cage. The bell wasn't rung and a fight broke out at ringside. Lashley picked up E and sent him into the ring post before smashing E with some steel steps. The match finally got underway and Big E was being manhandled in the cage. Lashley tried to climb out of the cage, but Big E caught him on the ropes and the Almighty locked in a sleeper hold. They climbed the cage again and E dropped Lashley before the Hurt Business came out, and it looked like Lashley was going to win it before Woods and Kofi came out, slammed the door, and it was all chaos outside the ring. Eventually they all departed. Lashley hit a spear for a near fall. The Almighty was about to walk out of the ring before Big E grabbed him. Big E caught Lashley on the second rope and hit a big ending from the second rope to pick up the victory. Drew McIntyre walked out after the match and laid the champion a challenge. Yeah, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. This was a great match. All of this chaos at ringside and in the ring. It was great. Drew in the title picture again. I'm not sure about it. He'll probably have to eat another loss. I just don't know if it's best. Just keep him away for a bit. But yeah, just grading on the match. It was really good. Overall this week, Raw gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I actually really enjoyed this episode of Raw. It was solid enough from start to finish. Lots of it was just repetitive stuff, but we're used to that now. But you know, the Hurt Business being back, Keith Lee back, Drew challenging for the title again. But you know, it was a fun action-packed episode. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, comments down below. Follow on to the link in the description below for daily wrestling news. And subscribe to the channel on the screen right now. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.